Something can't go right for once. Hello and welcome to my channel, and thank you for clicking on the video. Today I'm making a Sophie dress. I've always wanted to cosplay from Ghibli. I have done a Kiki's Delivery Service cosplay, but that was more like a closet cosplay, so yeah, but it was cute.
Hey, wait!
Thank you for getting me out of trouble, but I really shouldn't be talking to you, and you want to know why? It's very rude to talk to a girl before you've been introduced and before you know her name.
So I'm gonna make Sophie's dress. Now I kind of wanted to make it inspired, not like the cartoon, but we'll see, because it depends on my skills and how to sew the dress. Now, I did buy a pattern from Etsy, and I'll link it down below. And hopefully it's good and I can understand it. And it'll be, because I want to add sort of lace detail. Like, she has it around the collar, but I might add it around her cuffs and maybe around the gathered part here. Maybe. And I may add a ruffle on the bottom of the skirt, kind of like inspired from her last dress in the movie. We'll see how that goes. For fabric, I was debating very hard. I even took a poll on Instagram and TikTok. They were both tied, so that helped none. It was between this nice green fabric that I had thrifted, and yeah, Sophie has a green dress, so I was like, maybe. But I have a brown wig and a gray wig, so I was like, maybe two, but that's kind of a waste of fabric. But is it really? I'm conflicted. So who knows what I'll do. But right now, that's what I have. And I have a plethora, big word. That's a big word for Elmo.
Balsamic vinegar?
Tomato
That's
paste.
a big word for Elmo.
And I have a plethora of white fabric that I can dye. Here I have midnight blue, or no, midnight navy Rit dye. And we'll see if this works, because this is for synthetic. I have 100% cotton, so we'll see if it works. Time to put the pattern together, and then we'll dye some fabric. Now that this has taken up all of my floor, time to cut it out. Now that I've got all my pattern pieces cut out, it's time to dye some fabric. Because I checked really quick and I have enough of the green fabric and I have enough white fabric. And I think I want to do the blue more. So I think I'm going to dye that and dye some lace. Hopefully they will dye a good blue color with synthetic dye. And I probably have to change my shirt because I don't want any accidents on this shirt. As you can see, I don't have a strategy to this. When I dye fabric, I put the amount I think will work and go with that. I do test a sample in a smaller pot first, so I'm not that crazy. If this causes you to cringe, I advise you to look away for this part of the video. Here's how the fabric turned out. I was really surprised it came out so even with how much fabric I put in such a small pot. But, yay! There are a few iffy spots, but it just looks freshly vacuumed, if that makes sense. Now that I have all the pieces cut out, it is time to put interfacing on and overlock. I don't have an overlock stitch, but zigzag or like stitch, I meant machine. I don't have an overlock machine. I have an overlock stitch. But I'll do that. I'll iron on the interfacing on the pieces that need it and add the markings on the pieces that have markings, because the back piece has darts, the shoulder pieces have folding lines, so we'll do that. And I read through the pattern. It's a little confusing, so hopefully I understand it. Not my thing. But then I think the king. He wanted me, obviously, every day. Now that I have the darts done, and I'm pretty proud of these. Look how pretty they are. And I have the shoulder pieces temporarily basted together, as the pattern said. And, like, you know, ironed and sewed back the seam allowance. It is now time to do gathering to this piece, the front piece to this piece. Yes. So I have the front piece and the front shoulder pieces here. And the pattern says to match, well, after I've gathered this piece, the pattern says to match up notches at the quarterly points of each one. So down here and up here. There are none on the pattern piece, so I'm going to mark those real quick and then start gathering this up. Well, sewing the basting stitches and then gathering it to this. She is done for the most part. I almost freaked out because I was like, how am I going to get my head through? It's too tight. Forgetting that this is just basted together. It's going to have buttons. Onto the skirt. We're going to start easy and do the pocket side that doesn't have a zipper going through it. This is my process on figuring out where pockets go. I lay out both skirt pieces. Oh gosh. Okay. Hem. I lay out both skirt pieces. Okay.
Where are the notches?
Oh no. I just confused myself.
Oh, there is a notch up here. It's so tiny. And then one down.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways, I lay down
The pocket to figure out where I'm going to be sewing it.
so when I unsew it, they will be, oh gosh, at the right, what's it called? Right thing, so I don't, I eventually figured out how to sew the pockets on. I don't know why pockets get me so confused. So I thought I'd explain, just in case you get this pattern and don't understand. I'm still not understanding, but I think I got it. So I sewed, this is the zipper opening side, and I sewed this pocket on the right side of the front side, as the pattern says. And then, what you're supposed to do is sew the second part of the pocket to the right side of the zipper. Yes. Which, I guess if it's right sides to right sides, it'll be like, you sew it here, and I marked where the pocket lands. You sew here, you turn it, so it's like that. I am wrong. Yeah. Hold on. See, I'm still learning. This is a little confusing. Do I do it like this and then turn it? Yes, and then right side to right side. And I think that's how you do it. I'm just trying to help in case someone buys this and has no idea what to do, especially if you haven't been sewing that long. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. And we'll see if that works. So this is the solution I came up with. I followed what the pattern said and sewed the zipper on both sides up to the notch where the pockets start. And then it says to do something else, but I don't understand it. So I'm just going to pin it, or I did pin it, to the right sides of the seam allowances and sew it on, and then sew the pockets like normal, and then close the dress. Because that works. I pinned it and like saw if it would open, and it did, so that's what I'm gonna go with. So I was looking at her dress and I was like, you know, the lacy part of the collar. Uh-oh! I forgot my laptop was touchscreen. The lacy part of, or the white part of the collar looks more like a shirt and less lacy. So I was thinking maybe use this eyelet lace that I have. No, I feel like that matches really nicely. I have this also, which I think is pretty, but I don't know. You know, I kind of like this more. And then if I wanted to, I could, but I don't think I would do that. You know? I don't know. I think I'm gonna use this. Yep. This is so dumb, but it works. Trimmer. Like, are you kidding me? That's so much better than this thing. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. Something can't go right for once. Before I sewed the collar on, I was trying on the dress, and the zipper broke. So now I'm most likely going to have to redo this whole zipper part.
Eventually.
After the zipper fiasco, I decided to take a break on the dress and make a calcifer. I don't know why, but I always tend to make a prop with most of my costumes. can see that I cut out a mouth on the yellow layer because I wanted to leave a space open so I could put a bacon and an egg. A bacon? Put some bacon and an egg in, as you'll see later. Here you can see me stuffing a log because a fire needs some wood. Here I'm sketching out some eyes, but I didn't really like these because they were looking a little anime-ish, if you understand that. So I tried again coloring on the edge of the felt and it looks so much better. And here he is! You can see I painted it a little bit to get more gradient with the colors to make it look a little bit more realistic. And you can see I put some fur on top, which I ended up cutting down a little bit because it kind of made him look like he was balding. Here's the bacon and the egg that I also shaded a little bit with paint. And here's what I meant when I left the yellow part open for the food. He looks like he's eating it. It's my favorite part. Here's a mini reveal of Calcifer. It's not my favorite thing that I've made because it doesn't look as nice as I wanted it to be, but it looks alright. And from afar, it looks even better. And here's some dust mites that I made while I was bored. Now let's get back to sewing the dress. Oh! Hello. Here's what I have so far. You were last updated on me sewing in a new zipper. Now that that is done, I sewed on the collar. Look how pretty. Now all I have left to do is make buttonholes, make fabric covered buttons, and I'm hand doing that because Walmart doesn't have the covered buttonhole kits and I don't feel like going to Joann's or Michael's. And the sleeves. But yes, that's it. This has taken a long time, for no reason. I kept procrastinating. If you make this, there's no need to procrastinate. It's really easy once you get past this part, which I kind of learned was user error. Because before I sewed, let me get closer. Before I had sewn the zipper all the way up to the armpit seam, and I was wondering to myself, how am I gonna sew on the sleeve if the zipper, what is this called? Zipper head is all the way on the armpit seam. I looked closely at the pictures on the pattern. Yeah, it was actually like, it's sewn like this. Like, you don't trim this off and sew it right onto the armpit seam. You leave these at the top of the armpit seam. And then that's where you start the zip. On to making buttonholes and some sleeves. Let me tell you now, these buttonholes did not want me to be great. Is it stuck? Uh-oh. No! This would go wrong right when... Great. Turns out my stitch length was too short. I hate sewing, but I love it. Oh my gosh, I messed up. It's too high. Bro, they're really iffy, but That's all I can do. Like, look how far apart these two are. The middle one turned out really nice. This one came out too short. And this one, well, yeah.
Here's me sewing the cuff to the sleeve and doing the last buttonholes. That actually came out really nice. And then we can finally go to the reveal. Duckies.
I don't know how I'm gonna make this look good. I quit. I'm done. I'm done. Are you kidding me? So many people, so many ducks. Ugh.